untouchable.
They demonic. They're gonna demise on their own time.
Oh.
They're gonna demise. See, you can only play with God, but so much.
Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into one of the wildest celebrity feuds to hit social media in recent memory. It's messy, it's chaotic, and honestly, it's everything we didn't know we needed. At the center of this whirlwind is none other than Beyoncé, yes, the Beyoncé, and a woman named Tokyo Toni, who has made it her personal mission to call out Queen Bey for what she believes are some seriously demonic tendencies. But wait, there's more. Glorilla, the breakout star who's been making waves with her unapologetic energy, somehow got dragged into the mix too. So grab your popcorn, because this story has twists, turns, and enough shade to dim the sun. Let's start at the beginning. The Grammys were on TV, and while most people were glued to their screens, vibing to performances, and waiting to see who would take home the big awards, Tokyo Toni decided to go live on Instagram. Now, if you've ever seen Tokyo Toni speak, you already know she doesn't hold back. Her commentary wasn't just casual observations about outfits or acceptance speeches. It was full-on accusations that bordered on conspiracy theory territory. She called Beyoncé a demon. Yes, you read that correctly, a demon. According to Tokyo, Beyoncé has been sacrificing people to the Illuminati so they'll reward her with Grammys. And when Beyoncé floated up in the air during her Super Bowl performance, that wasn't stage magic. That was apparently proof that she's a black angel leading everyone straight to hell. If you're sitting there thinking, what did I just step into? Trust me, you're not alone. We're only scratching the surface. Now let's rewind a bit. For those unfamiliar with Tokyo Toni, she's built quite the reputation as one of Beyoncé's most vocal critics. This isn't her first rodeo. She's come after Beyoncé multiple times before, often accusing her of being part of secret societies and promoting messages that Tokyo finds troubling. But this time felt different. This time she went all in, painting Beyoncé as some sort of puppet master orchestrating chaos from behind the scenes. And then came the comments about Beyoncé's performances. Remember that moment during the Super Bowl when Beyoncé ended her set by rising 10 feet into the air while singing? To most fans, it was a breathtaking finale, a symbolic elevation of her artistry and legacy. But to Tokyo, it was confirmation of her darkest suspicions. She claimed that Beyoncé floating upward wasn't just theatrical flair, but rather a sinister symbol of her supposed ties to dark forces. Honestly, it's hard to tell whether Tokyo genuinely believes these things, or if she's just trying to stir the pot. But either way, she's giving us content gold. But here's where things get even juicier. Enter Glorilla, the rising rap sensation whose infectious energy has won over millions of fans worldwide. During the Grammys, a video surfaced of Glorilla screaming Beyoncé's name as she walked on stage to accept her award for Best Country Album. It was a wholesome moment. Really, a young artist showing love and admiration for someone she clearly looks up to. But Tokyo Toni, oh no, she did not approve. In fact, she lost it. According to Tokyo, Glorilla acted like a groupie fangirling way too hard over Beyoncé. She claimed that Glo would never act like that for anyone else, and accused her of falling under Beyoncé's demonic influence. And then just when you thought it couldn't get any better or worse, depending on how you look at it, Tokyo dropped this gem. She said Glo looked like a 10-year-old boy jumping up and down. Like, okay sis, did you really just go there? Of course, Glorilla didn't take this lying down. When someone posted Tokyo's rant in the Shade Room comments, Glo clapped back hard. Her response? Somebody call animal control. Now that is how you serve shade without breaking a sweat. And honestly, fans were here for it. Most people sided with Glo, saying she was just showing love to another black woman who made history. After all, Beyoncé winning a country music Grammy was monumental. The country music community hasn't exactly rolled out the red carpet for her in the past, especially after the release of Cowboy Carter. Critics and gatekeepers alike questioned whether she belonged in the genre, despite her undeniable talent and ability to blend genres seamlessly. So when she took home that award, it wasn't just a win for her, it was a win for representation, for breaking barriers, and for proving once again that she can conquer anything she sets her mind to. Glorilla's excitement wasn't misplaced, it was celebratory, but Tokyo, she wasn't having it. And honestly, whether you agree with her or not, you have to admit, Tokyo Toni is consistent. She's been coming for Beyoncé for years. From accusing her of being part of the Illuminati to questioning her message to young fans, Tokyo has never held back. Love her or hate her, she's fearless. Or maybe she's just drunk auntie at the family reunion. Either way, she keeps us entertained. When word got back to her that Glo responded, she shrugged it off like it was nothing. In fact, she doubled down on her original comments, saying something along the lines of, I ain't mad at her, but she looks stupid acting like a groupie. Now let's zoom out for a second. Beyond the drama, this feud raises some interesting questions. Is it possible to separate art from the artist? Should celebrities be held accountable for their messages, even if those messages aren't explicitly stated? And why do certain figures inspire such polarizing reactions? For every person who worships Beyoncé like she's untouchable, there's someone else ready to critique everything she does. Meanwhile, artists like Glorilla are caught in the crosshairs, simply trying to show love and support. At the end of the day, maybe the real lesson here is that fame comes with a price, and sometimes that price is having random strangers argue about your soul online. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, for starters, it's clear that Tokyo Toni isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Whether she's trolling for attention or genuinely believes the things she says, she knows how to keep herself in the spotlight. As for Glorilla, she handled the situation with grace and humor, proving that she's not afraid to stand her ground. And Beyoncé, well, she remains untouchable, continuing to break records and redefine what it means to be a global superstar. If anything, this entire saga only highlights just how much power and influence she holds, not just in the music industry, but in culture as a whole. Ultimately, though, this story isn't just about three women throwing shade at each other. It's about the larger conversations happening around celebrity culture, fandom, and the ways we choose to interpret art. Some people see Beyoncé as a goddess, an untouchable force who deserves every ounce of praise she receives. Others see her as a symbol of something darker, a figure whose success feels almost otherworldly. And then there are those who fall somewhere in between, appreciating her work while still questioning the systems that allow her to thrive. Whatever side of the fence you're on, one thing is undeniable: Beyoncé continues to spark debates, inspire passion, and dominate headlines, and honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. As for Tokyo Toni and Glorilla, their clash might fade from the internet's collective memory eventually, but for now, it serves as a reminder that in the world of entertainment, drama is inevitable. Artists will always have critics, fans will always defend their favorites, and somewhere in the middle, chaos will reign supreme. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through Twitter or Instagram and stumble across a viral feud, remember this: behind every headline is a story waiting to be told, and sometimes those stories are wilder than fiction itself. As for Tokyo Toni and Glorilla, their clash might fade from the internet's collective memory eventually, but for now, it serves as a reminder that in the world of entertainment, drama is inevitable. Artists will always have critics, fans will always defend their favorites, and somewhere in the middle, chaos will reign supreme. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through Twitter or Instagram and stumble across a viral feud, remember this: behind every headline is a story waiting to be told, and sometimes those stories are wilder than fiction itself. But let's not forget the human element in all of this. Behind the tweets, the rants, and the reactions are real people with real emotions. For Tokyo Toni, her crusade against Beyoncé may stem from deeply held beliefs, or perhaps it's simply her way of staying relevant in a crowded digital landscape. For Glorilla, being thrust into the spotlight of such a bizarre feud could have been overwhelming, yet she handled it with humor and poise, proving that rising stars can shine even in the face of unnecessary scrutiny. And for Beyoncé, well, she's no stranger to controversy, but she continues to rise above it all, letting her work speak for itself. At its core, this saga reminds us that while celebrity culture often feels larger than life, it's still driven by individuals navigating their own paths, sometimes gracefully, sometimes messily, but always under the watchful eyes of millions.